Welcome to an entire show of Lefties Losing It. Starting with all I want for Christmas. Now, most people just want good health, perhaps, happiness, a pet, money. This lefty, though, their wish has got to do with the spelling of the word Christmas and its apparent link to hormone replacement therapy, HRT.
Please keep the HRT in Christmas. Christmas without HRT is Sismas, and I think we can all agree we need the HRT. Happy holidays.
Yes, well, my Christmas wish for you is to get some help. Now, if you want to know how to properly address your guests at the Christmas table this year, don't worry, I've got you covered.
Whenever anyone addresses a group as ladies, I am not included. So when they say, hey ladies, let's stop talking, or hey ladies, let's get to work, I will do none of it because you're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. So I will not listen to anything that is said when it is started with, hey ladies. I'm a theydy, not a lady, a theydy.
Ah, okay, gotcha. But don't you just want to shout lady at her and see what she says? Now to the poor old lefty Democrat voters who are still so sad about Trump's win. Take this lefty, for example, who has taken it upon herself, so very bravely, I must say, to deliver an impassioned plea to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
You tell us for months what a danger this man is, and now he is proving it to everybody, and you guys are nowhere to be found and nothing is being done. People are demanding a recount. People are demanding something be done. We stood by you. We did everything you asked us to do, and then you just conceded and disappeared. And now we are all facing the hell that is coming. Nothing that we can see is being done about this. Nothing. You need to do something, because this is our lives on the line. You want democracy? Fight for it.
A recount. Now that's an interesting one. I mean, I guess after all, their lives are on the line here. And while we are at it, here is a very important public service announcement.
Trump is winning and I'm going to flee to Canada next week. I'm a Chinese national working on a temporary visa in the United States for about 10 years. In the past administration of Trump, I have been experiencing a lot of hurdles. And now Trump won the election again. What I'm going to do is to flee to Canada next week to escape the Trump plan.
Wow. I feel really better knowing that. Thank you. That was really, really brave of you to share to the world. And also thank you for wearing a mask to protect us from spreading your Trump derangement syndrome. Now to the most bitter, rattled, deranged and sad man in the Democrats, Barack Obama.
The election proved that democracy is pretty far down on people's priority list. Pluralism is not about holding hands and singing Kumbaya. It is not about abandoning your convictions. It is about recognizing that in a democracy, power comes from forging alliances and building coalitions and making room in those coalitions, not only for the woke, but also for the waking.
Actually, maybe, Barack, it's got something to do with your DEI pick for office, Kamala Harris. It's truly breathtaking how irrelevant this guy is. And how about Tampon Tim? Tim Walz. The poor bloke's now resorted to blaming America for the election loss.
We were pledging to be inclusive. We were pledging to bring people in. Donald Trump has said that that isn't what he wants. And so if that's what America's leaning towards, I guess for me, it's to understand and learn more about America.
And actually, that's why you lost, Mr. Woke Waltz. And clearly the crazy gene runs in that family because, listen up, ladies, Tim Walz's daughter is offering up some crucial dating advice. Do not date men who follow Joe Rogan on social media.
The first thing we do when someone starts talking to a new person, if they follow him, we're like, yeah, this person probably isn't a great person and probably our values don't align, so we're gonna move on from that. And honestly, it's worked out well for all of us. Like, obviously, there's been some heartbreak in there because of it, or at least some disappointment, but it truly is a litmus test, and I got you, ladies. You should start doing it.
Ladies, here's a red flag. Maybe these women should ask men if they voted for Tim Walz instead. I hear that's a real game changer in the dating world. And to Joe Biden, whose hair has proven the man really has had it. Here he was at a Christmas tree lighting ceremony where, well, it's obvious he was the one who switched on the power. In fact, we have some more exclusive footage from that night to show you. Here he is. Oh, guys, that's not him. That's Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future. Sorry, that's not right. Let's try this again. Here we go. Joe Biden, everyone. No. That's wrong. That's Ebenezer Scrooge after having just seen all three ghosts of Christmas past. Can we get this right? Quick, try again, please. Let's try. No. That's Roy Munson. Just forget it. Should we do a welfare check on old Joe?
And you know, one of the things that's going on here, they just turned off my, I'm going to go down. I lost the electricity here. But anyway, one of the things we found is that, you know, we invented the computer chip, size of the tip of your little finger.
Oh, no. Another public short circuit and public malfunction thanks to a malfunctioning teleprompter. To quote Donald Trump, I don't know what he said, and I don't think he does either. Look, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see if he can get back on track.
I can't name a single country in the world that doesn't think. Put it this way. If we're not leading the world, who does? Not a joke. I'm not being wise guy. If we do not lead the world, what nation leads the world? Who pulls Europe together? Who tries to pull the Middle East together? How do we do the Indian Ocean? What do we do in Africa? We, the United States, lead the world.
Yes, welcome back. Good to see that creepy, the predatory ASMR whisper, followed by the violent yelling. Welcome back. Good to have you back in the room. And look, the cherry on top of that weird speech. Here comes the final public hallucination of the day.
Next month, my administration will end and a new administration will begin. Most economists agree the new administration is going to inherit a fairly strong economy.
Yes, I mean, most Americans, on the other hand, are struggling more than ever. So never mind the cost of living crisis, the cost of debt, grocery prices are soaring, you know, all those fun and enjoyable things over the last 4 years. But perhaps we'll just blame a short circuit again. Now to this hysterical lunatic panellist over at CNN who fears Trump deportation when they aren't even an illegal immigrant.
I might be deported because I'm a naturalized citizen. And Stephen Miller, who is Donald Trump's deputy chief of staff, has said that they're going to embark on a denaturalization program. So I could be deported, my citizenship could be taken away, and my children could be deported because they have birthright citizenship. So this is not what the country voted for.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that that's how it's going to work, but good to see the lunatics over at CNN continuing to give these lefties voices to spread their misinformation. It's terrific. And also, never mind, 74 million Americans voted against that liberal hysteria. Now, it wouldn't be a lefties without the bitter banshees over at The View, who are really struggling for content. I mean, their constant Trump bashing is old, boring and tiresome. And so Whoopi's new target is Daniel Penny after his acquittal and the way he celebrated his legal win.
I don't know that seeing them celebrating in a bar made me comfortable, you know? I mean, you killed a guy. The man is dead, and maybe you take the celebration home. You don't do it outside, but that's just me. Don't listen to anything I say.
Well, Whoopi, we don't normally, and glad you've finally done some self-reflection. Good on you. Good to see you've taken that feedback on board. And now we know the left love to claim they are the most tolerant of them all and that tolerance knows no bounds. But it apparently now extends to alleged murderers. This time it's Luigi Mangione, charged with the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Okay, so they've arrested our hot CEO assassin. Turns out his name's Luigi. He's 26 years old. He's an Ivy League grad. Did his undergrad and master's at Penn in computer science. That's my type. He's a little young for me, but baby.
Sounds like a real catch, ladies. And it's truly amazing how the left tie themselves in knots of hypocrisy over and over, perpetually outraged at everything. But no, they don't wish violence. No violence, of course.
They caught the guy that killed the UHC CEO. For such a professional hit, it's kind of weird that the gunman didn't leave the US. The guy that reported it was a McDonald's worker. I would never advocate for violence on my page. But it would be pretty funny if we beat the out of him, and then when he went to the hospital, that if he was out of network and had to pay a huge bill, I think that would be funny.
As I said, the tolerance of the left knows no bounds. It's so incredible, they're even offering themselves up and making alleged murders all cutesy-wootsy.
This guy that did the assassination did it in a really sexy way, to be honest, and it's gonna be important. Like the fact that he's hot and that he had like swag while he did this. The silencer and the revolver has been described as like very mafioso vibes, which is cool. He's just happens to be stunning.
Oh, mafioso, all sexy vibe with the assassins. It's all fun and games on Lefties Losing It. The very latest in skincare, thanks to a brand new woke DEI ad. Ladies, if you're looking to spruce yourself up this festive season, give your skin perhaps a bit of love, a bit of glow, Google's Christmas campaign has got you covered.
So dry. This winter dryness is not it, especially when I have so many holiday looks to pull off. Thankfully, I know just the thing. And it's in stock nearby. Hydrated skin is a gift to everyone. No wrapping needed. Happy holidays to me.
Wow, please get me some of that skincare he is wearing, because he is really going to boost sales, isn't he? Now, where have I seen an ad like this before?
This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light and maybe win some money too.
It just never gets old, does it? And this is what happens when DEI infiltrates corporate companies. Because Bud Light's Dylan Mulvaney experiment cost more than $1 billion in sales last year, you think they would learn. But on with the woke corporation's rainbow pathway into the never never. Now, speaking of woke, the curse of car manufacturer Jaguar continues. You know, the company which spent 100 years to build a brand only to blow it in 30 seconds with a gender-fluid ad. And funnily enough, no cars. So you just have to wonder how much these celebrities, of course, were paid to spruik its new pink electric vehicle.
We're at Jaguar. We are here in Miami for the reveal of the new Type 00.
I love how modern and futuristic and different it is.
I think it's the future. This art is something that I've never seen before.
The wow factor of this car is going to blow people away. It's unlike any other car I've ever seen before. Just the shape of the car, you get what I'm saying, the silhouette.
I love it. It's very bold, Jaguar.
Gee, Jaguar needs all the help it can get. Now it's time for a lesson in human biology from this lefty.
Did you know that a straight guy dating a trans girl is still a straight relationship? How? I mean, trans woman or woman, and a man dating a woman? Well, that's a straight relationship.
Who's got to tell him? It's not quite how it works. Now this it has pronouns coming out of their ears, and believe me, there is a whole list.
My pronouns. So of course we have he, him, his, himself, and they, them, theirs, themselves. And then we also have void, void self, and ender, enders, and ender self, Death, death, deaths, death self. Pix, pixel, pickles, pix, pixel, pixels, pixel self. Vile, vile, vials, vile self.
And what about Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers? Did that make the list too? And Death Self, wow, a new one. I guess it goes with the makeup. I kind of like Pixel Self. Might have to, trot that one out myself. Kind of cute. Now to this friendly PSA.
All cops are bastards. Every single one of them. If there's 10 people sitting at a table, 2 of them are Nazis. The other 8 don't care that they're Nazis. There's 10 Nazis! Any issue? Do your best to avoid calling the police because they're not going to help.
Okay, well, let's see how that goes for you. Now to the joyless Joy Reid and her crazy, creepy guests over at MSNBC. But just when you think she can't possibly sink as low as her own ratings, she's now seemingly advocating for violence.
We should not be surprised in this country that just reelected Donald Trump.
And I mean, the reality is, if you go back to the Trayvon Martin case, you can go back before that. You can go back to the justification for lynching around conservatives, whether the conservatives wearing the D uniform or the R uniform. Conservatism itself has justified violence. January 6th, burning down Tulsa and Wilmington, overthrowing the government there. If it's violence for the purposes they want, they're cool with it.
If the victim is somebody that I don't like, or the victim is someone who they feel deserves it, then a lot of times people are willing to justify violence. It's an unfortunate thing. It's a very American thing, right? I mean, we worship vigilante violence. We worship action heroes. We worship Charles Bronson and all these people who take it into their own hands. Al Capone, criminals and everything else like that. I think the sad part about this, frankly, is that I am not going to pretend that in a country that's been started and operated off of violence, that violence doesn't sometimes solve things.
I don't know what's worse, the dangerous rhetoric or that they claim that people are worshipping Al Capone. Have I missed something? Are Americans actually worshipping Al Capone? Joy Reid says so. And speaking of the tolerant left advocating for violence, enter Democrat Elizabeth Warren.
This guy gets a trial who's allegedly killed the CEO of United Health. But you can only push people so far. And then they start to take matters into their own hands.
Yeah.
The politics of joy and the tolerant Democrats. Now to a lefty we haven't really heard from in a while. Bill Clinton. Here he is. The bitter has-been has spoken to the bitter banshees of The View, claiming the 2016 election was rigged and was stolen from his wife. The wife he cheated on?
Unlike in 2016, there was no outside influence like the FBI director interfering at the last moment in violation of 70 years of policy that changed 5% overnight. In my lifetime, I've never seen a poll change 5% overnight. So anybody that says that he didn't give Trump the election, needs
think about it again. Yeah. Remember when the Democrats said that they would always accept an election result? So good to know old Bill hasn't slept in 8 years. And he's not the only one still struggling to come to terms with Donald Trump's victory.
Independents believe the greatest threat to democracy was Joe Biden getting reelected. And that was independents, not Republican or Democrat. So what you say, you can believe, but that's not what the American public believes.
We elected the most dangerous, criminal human being, corrupt human being that America has ever elected. And Kevin, you helped him. You're the one who went and got him after.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That was US House Speaker Kevin McCarthy with what I've got to say is the ultimate clap back. To the Tinder dating pool now, which is getting smaller and smaller for lonely liberal women.
So I've been seeing a lot of women who are saying that they've broken up with their Republican boyfriends following the results of this election. And you have me up because why are you still dating Republicans? I didn't know that we were still doing that. Furthermore, why are you confused? Why are you shocked by this outcome? I understand there were people who were duped by men who, advocated and said that they would vote in your interest and then backstabbed you, and that must be god-awful. May that love never find me. But you know what? It doesn't find me, because if a man tells me he's a Republican, I don't trust him anymore.
Oh, must be a sad, lonely life. Perhaps it's got something to do with having a moral compass.
It's not the fact that our political opinions are slightly different. It's the fact that our moral compasses are completely opposite. It's the fact that hateful messaging resonated with you. Because when I heard his campaign ads and his rally speeches and the debate, I was like, oh, that's hateful and wrong. That's demonizing minority groups and acting as though they're the problem, when I realize that they are not. They're just trying to live here and exist like everyone else. But instead, you heard his messaging and his ads and the debate, and you were like, ooh, yeah, that guy, he has my vote.
Yeah, you know, the guy who had 74 million American votes, that's the one. And as for the rest of the Democrat voters, they're so broken, perhaps they need to speak to someone.
Somebody today asked me, they said, I'm sorry, I hate to go there, but I have to ask, who did you vote for? And I said, Kamala Harris, of course. And they said, okay. I said, you voted for Trump? No, I voted for making America great again. I was like, oh, okay. And I had to practice my breathing techniques that my therapist taught me.
Poor love, it's time to find a new therapist, because this one ain't working. Now to Dr. Jill, who has truly had a glow-up of sorts, and in her I don't give a damn era, because we now have more proof, ladies and gentlemen, that she voted for Donald Trump. Here she was, feeling the Kamala Harris joy.
So I hope that you all feel that sense of, peace and light, and that just for a moment when you leave here today that you feel, a sense of joy. Because I think we all need we all need to feel joy now during this time of the season, during this time. So anyway. Okay, now I'll start. You're all reading into that.
Oh, let's be honest, this was the same joy she was referring to.
Never let anyone take your joy from you. You do what you gotta do. And isn't that a wonderful way to live? To know you have purpose.
Dr. Jill has truly been unburdened by what has been. And to the global poster boy for the outright tragic, Justin Trudeau, who is once again showing himself as a pathetic little wimp, this time having a whinge about the US election result.
No, it shouldn't be that way. It wasn't supposed to be that way. We were supposed to be on a steady, if difficult sometimes, march towards progress. And yet, just a few weeks ago, the United States voted for a second time to not elect its first woman president. Everywhere, women's rights and women's progress is under attack, overtly and subtly. But I want you to know that I am, and always will be, a proud feminist. You will always have an ally in me and in my government.
Do you think Justin Trudeau is upset because Donald Trump has been hilariously mocking him online? He recently posted to Truth Social, "It was a pleasure to have dinner the other night with Governor Justin Trudeau of the great state of Canada. I look forward to seeing the governor again soon so that we may continue our depth talks on tariffs and trade, the results of which will be truly spectacular for all." That's it from me tonight. I'll be back at 8 p.m. on Sunday night for Danica and James. Good night.